How's it going, everybody? My name is The Starks, and welcome to a brand new PlayStation video. Today, I've got some interestingly heavy and upsetting news.
Well, if you haven't been paying attention recently, crying and bitching and whining about PlayStation games going to PC isn't exactly anything new.
Upsetting news to me, at least, and that is Sony is seemingly, Sony seemingly leaks Uncharted 4 to be a PC port.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Let's see, your profile pictures that of a hand holding a PlayStation 4 controller. Okay, check. You report on PlayStation News. Okay, check. And you're upset about Uncharted 4 going to PC.
Interestingly heavy and upsetting news. Upsetting news to me, at least. Upsetting news to me, at least. Upsetting news to me, at least.
Yep, that's a check. So far, the results seem that you may be a PlayStation fanboy, but apparently you're gonna go ahead and deny any of that later on in this video. How do I know? The mushrooms told me.
I'm gonna read off of this article.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
No, we're not gonna do that, okay? I'm not going to allow my audience to sit here and have to listen to you read an article. Waterboarding should be replaced with people having to listen to PlayStation fanboys read shit. Fucking sit down any of the world leaders, force them to watch a PlayStation fanboy video, and in less than a fucking minute, you'll have them reveal who the lizard people are.
And it states that at long last, seems Uncharted 4 is on the way. That's going to a presentation to the PC gamer. Sony published its investor relations day today, which emphasized credit lists Uncharted 4 as one of the company's live PC releases. Sony has been open in the past wanting to bring more of its IPs to PC, supporting one of the PlayStation 4's popular games from first-party studios like Rare. Whereas we said recently, the next exclusive in live PC ports include God of War.
One eternity later.
I just want to get into why I think this is bad.
Jesus Christ, would you look at that? I just saved all of you 2 minutes and 24 seconds of your fucking life.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
But sadly, that means we still have about 10 minutes of torture ahead of us. You best inebriate yourselves right now, cause there ain't no turning back. Let's see how long you can last listening to this fool mumble, stutter over his words, use circular reasoning, and quite honestly, just makes me wonder if I should go to college instead of sitting here and making these videos in my spare time. Yeah, I'll be in debt, but at least I'll have my goddamn sanity.
I think that this recent onslaught of destruction that Sony has been perpetuating in their Californian headquarters, and all these executives are really showcasing this display of greediness and money-hungry ideologies and methods that they seem to have for this new business model, and I don't agree with it whatsoever.
Well, imagine my shock.
So you sat there for the past, 7 years and accepted having to be charged to play games online, you know, something you didn't have to do last generation, something you don't have to do at all on the PC, and you just shrugged it off. They raised the price of games on you to $70. You sit there and you embrace it, worship it even. They charge developers a percentage just to allow crossplay with the PlayStation, and you don't even flinch. Instead, you actually think they're awesome for doing it. They do all of these ultra greedy things that PlayStation fanboys don't seem to ever give a shit about that actually affect them negatively more than anything else. But all it takes is PlayStation saying, hey, we're gonna put this 5-year-old game over to the PC, and all of a sudden you want to stand on top of your soapbox and tell the whole world, look how greedy Sony is. Can you believe the nerve of these fucks?
And before I get a lot of hate comments and people responding with like, oh, you're a fanboy, cut the buzzword crap, because
this is it. PlayStation fanboys have resorted to labeling fanboy as a buzzword. They no longer want to receive criticism. They want respect for their batshit crazy ideas and toxic behavior. Where you're not going to get it. You don't deserve it. I mean, someone else might give it to you, but if you're expecting me to give it to you, But also, don't sit here and act like me not respecting your opinion is somehow taking it away from you. You can hold that opinion all you want. Nobody wants it. Keep it.
Because let's be real here. It's not a fanboy to disagree with what a company that I've been a consumer for the last for a long time now. It's not a fanboy of me to disagree with what they're doing, to disagree with their business model, and to disagree with them putting a game like Uncharted 4 for the PC market.
Bull fucking shit. Disagreeing with a corporation doesn't make you a fanboy. Look at Crap Gamer. Do you remember when Crap Gamer freaked the fuck out at Phil Spencer for bringing Quantum Break over to the PC? And you remember when everyone pointed and laughed at him and called him a fanboy at that very moment? Would you call that a respectful disagreement with the corporation? No, he canceled his pre-order because other people would get to play a game. What other reasoning behind, I don't know, a lack of self-esteem, a lack of getting bitches, a lack of personality? What other reasons do you have? And I know that was a bunch of ad hominems and insults, but I'm only doing it because you asked me not to do it. Shouldn't have done that.
And you can have a disagreement with me, but don't call me insane, mental illness, and a fanboy for having this opinion.
You're insane and you have a mental illness.
I think it's an honest opinion, and that is I don't think that Sony is making the right call here. I think it's very greedy of them, and I think it's obviously money driven, and that's cool.
Is this really Uncharted 4? Is this what people want coming over to the PC? For real? It looks like it's playing itself. God knows we already have the David Cage games doing that.
Oh yeah, it's a corporation. I get it. It's a company. They need to make money. I understand. Well, they don't need to. They've garnered billions of dollars since the inception of PlayStation back in the 90s. Okay, like they've have so much money and have made so much money and
The sweet smell of an all-day sucker.
And this is not a point. You can't just reach an ultimatum and tell the corporation, yeah, you've already made billions. You can't make any more. Stop. Stop trying to make more money. Be happy with what you have. They don't run that way, nor do they consider what they have to ever be enough. If Sony was happy with billions a long time ago, they would have stopped making games and they would have flown off to Epstein's Island to spend all of it or some bullshit. I mean, at the end of the day, the people running these corporations, they're in a club where they view you as a mere ant. You can't use this type of reasoning.
But for Sony to take this very odd switch approach really shows them trying to compete with Xbox.
You ever thought for a single second why that might be? Sony's a corporation in the billions. Microsoft is a corporation in the trillions. You don't think Sony's going to want to do whatever they can to take Microsoft's share of the market? Because it's still a sizable one that would give Sony more money. You're sitting there thinking that they have a cap they want to reach. It doesn't work that way. It never has and it never will.
And maybe that's because it's a business model that works for Xbox. Will this work for Sony? Who knows? Who knows?
A lot of PlayStation graphs came out recently, their game plan, how they're doing, everything like that, and it was noted that off-console, Horizon Zero Dawn, with its PC release, offered a return of investment of 250% plus.
Is that even a fucking question? I mean, come on. God damn, just because you buy and play video games doesn't mean you know how the fucking industry works. Of course it's going to work. They're paying a lot of people up the ass to consult them on these business decisions. And on top of that, they have investors they need to answer to who have more of a say in this than you do. And finally, yes, it's clearly working. Horizon Zero Dawn made a 250% return of investment to Sony. Days Gone was at the top of the Steam charts for over a week. Death Stranding has succeeded on the PC to the point that Kojima is happy because they have funding for their next project. They've expanded their market and gained new consumers, so now they have a new source of revenue and an entirely new market that they're clearly happy making money from. All you have to do is just go and read the results and see for yourself.
And ultimately, yeah, I am a fan. I am a consumer. Not a fanboy, I'm a consumer. I'm not a pony, I'm a consumer.
No.
And as a consumer, you're upset about having more options of how to play your games now. Okay.
I'm using my PC to record this video right now. It's a PC that I built. I play PC games.
And that's a damn fucking shame.
I have, my first console was an Xbox. Okay, I bought an Xbox, the Xbox One back in 2019. Played it for a few months and never touched it again because it's an awful system, and its interface is garbage.
All console interfaces are pure garbage. I mean, come on.
But I'm a fan of video games, period. Like I'm not a Sony pony. I haven't been on my PlayStation 4 in over a week.
This gives you power over me?
So I find it interesting that once you have like a deferring opinion from this like mass majority, you're titled a pony and a fanboy.
Something tells me you must have watched one of my videos before. That sounds a lot like me. I need to cool it. I go too hard on these guys. I should be a little more fair to them. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Should I be a little nicer to the ponies? Anyways, playing on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC does not protect you from having a shitty opinion. I mean, I've been sitting here and letting you rant for the past 3 minutes, and you have not given us a single logical reason as to why you are against this. I mean, since you think you're clearly so special for believing that these exclusives shouldn't come to PC and it makes you stick out above everybody else, then you should at least give us a logical reason. Let us know why your hipster opinion is so cool.
Sony pony, you have a mental illness for having an opinion against what this big I don't think it's multi-billion, but multi-million for sure. I don't think it's multi-billion, but multi-million for sure.
Flashback.
They've garnered billions of dollars. Billions of dollars.
Oh, come on, man. Even the most uninformed gamer would know that Sony is at least worth a few billion.
Dollar company like Sony is taking this very this money-hungry approach in essentially putting a lot of their marketed exclusive games on PlayStation 4 and 5 onto, and I just mean PlayStation 5 by you're able to play Uncharted 4 PlayStation 5 because
oh my god, who the hell cares?
And it's not wrong to have this opinion. You can disagree with me.
And it's going to be up to you to give us a good reason to think why it isn't wrong. Because if you're not using any sort of logic here to come to this conclusion, then you have no reason to believe if it's even right. You've never actually thought about it. Fuck. Now this is turning into every Thanksgiving argument with my mom about religion.
But I think Sony is making the wrong call here, ultimately. Yeah. I don't disagree with people being able to play video games. I don't disagree with more people being able to enjoy video games. Yeah, I don't disagree with people being able to play video games.
Flashback.
I think Sony is making the wrong call here, ultimately.
Forgetting what you said 2 minutes ago? Are you forgetting already what you said just 2 minutes ago?
Well, in the words of a certain other YouTuber, but that's what you literally said like a few literally seconds ago, you fucking retard. You don't disagree that more people should be able to play these games on their preferred platforms. You just disagree that Sony should allow it to happen.
Snorkeling in the Nile, 3 square meals a day, plenty of exercise. Oh, it was paradise. We were in slavery. Nothing is perfect.
You see, this is why it's important to actually think about what you believe. You open up the video practically telling people I don't agree that Sony should allow people on PC to play these games. And then a few seconds later you say, no, I don't disagree, people should be able to play these games. Look, I'm gonna help you out a little. I don't write scripts that often. I just get really high and I wing it. But I recommend getting a notepad and starting to jot down your own thoughts, evaluate them, research and compare them to any facts you can find, maybe get a better idea of what you're against or what you're for. Okay, goddamn, no, why am I helping him? No, he should be paying me to give him this advice. Can't believe I was about to help this guy for fucking free.
I know this one Twitter user, I forget his name, he's irrelevant to me, but he said how, let us enjoy what we want to enjoy. I want to play God of War, I want to play Uncharted 4, I want to play all these different games on PC. Good for you, brother. And I disagree.
He fucking does it again without realizing it. Not a single thought put into the video. He just turned on his mic and started rambling. Listened back to it and thought he was a fucking sage. He went from, I don't disagree that more people should be able to play these games to, no, I disagree that you should be able to play these games. You grifted 3 times within 20 seconds.
I disagree with Sony taking that singular business approach by saying, hey, you want to get more money? This is the way to do it. Obviously, because it works.
Flashback.
And maybe that's because it's a business model that works for Xbox. Will this work for Sony? Who knows?
This boy forgets what he says more often than fucking Joe Biden. Holy shit.
I mean, obviously, PC gamers have longed, ached and have been hungry for all these exclusive PlayStation games, and now they've given the opportunity to do so. Will this hurt their Sony's overall score in terms of money? In terms of hardware, absolutely, it definitely could.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
Except no, because PlayStation 4 sales and PlayStation 5 sales would show otherwise. Porting to PC has not slowed down the console's momentum. I mean, we already have proof of this right before our eyes. We already have the sales figures. Get it through your big brain. This isn't a move that Sony would have ever made if it was going to hurt their hardware sales department. They're porting their first-party titles, receiving overwhelming return of investments, quickly rising as one of the most popular PC publishers, and their console sales have not shown a single bit of decline or loss of momentum. In fact, they're even hotter than ever. And no, not just because the cooling is shit. The stats don't simply show that you're wrong, they show that you're just downright delusional.
I know there's this concept, this interesting ideology where more PC gamers get these games, the more interested they're going to be to buy this PlayStation hardware. Yeah, I'm sure there definitely will be. But will that be a business approach that, that works for Sony
Today, Junior?
Business approach that, that works for Sony down the line? Probably not. I honestly don't think so. Like,
Flashback.
Want to get more money? This is the way to do it. Obviously, because it works. Why would me, a PC gamer who's loved this PC market, I love all the games that I get, I'm now being sent all these exclusive, great PlayStation games. Why would I go out of my way to buy hardware for the PlayStation or for Sony? That doesn't really make any sense.
No, he's got a point.
Well, you can continue to theorize what may happen, or you can just go ahead and look at the available sales figures we have right now, because from what I'm seeing, people are still buying these consoles up the ass, and they don't show any signs of slowing down. All this is doing is helping console gaming and PC gaming both grow. And I get it, I'm a PC gamer as well. I see no need to get a PlayStation 5. I'm a patient motherfucker. I can always wait for those games to get here. But the thing that separates the two of us here is, I'm not upset that I don't have to get a PlayStation 5. You're upset at the fact that you don't need to get a PlayStation 5 either, which makes about 0 sense to me. We also have to remember that not everyone in the world is going to switch to the PC once these PlayStation games get ported. Not to mention, it's not something I ever want to happen either. I would prevent that shit from happening. I'd drop an atomic bomb on the PC headquarters or whatever.
And ultimately, Sony has to think of it that way. It's like, well, now no one's going to really be exposed to your hardware.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation 5. One of the most demanded products in the world right now, practically unattainable due to how popular it is, has no exposure.
This just gives people another narrative to devalue the PlayStation title, to say that it's not as good as they say. It's not as good as if it were running on a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. Like this.
You say that as if you expect any Sony executive to give a single fuck. These are fucking billionaires. The only fucks they have to give are by accident.
This is clearly a horrible. Like, I'm laughing and I find this funny because I can't believe Sony is actually putting Uncharted 4 on a PC or planning.
So it was basically at this point in the video that I decided it wasn't worth it to continue responding to anything further, because he continues to repeat himself, so I thought it would be best if we just get down to his sole reason as to why he disagrees with PlayStation games going to PC. If I have to sit here and listen to him for 5 more minutes which is about what there is left in the video, you're not going to see me for a long time. Possibly ever. Charlie, fast forward all this bullshit that we don't want to listen to.
Genuinely do not support what Sony's doing here. And it's not a matter of people not being able to experience these video games. I would love people to experience Uncharted 4 if they were to buy a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and Uncharted 4 on that console, on that respective console. That is how it's worked for the last 30 years. That's how it's worked, right? This is how it is. Like,
future's now, old man.
He's like one of those goddamn senators that's so anti-gay marriage but gets caught getting head from another dude in the parking lot of a fucking Costco or some shit. Yeah, guys, I don't mind you guys enjoying these games as long as it's the way I personally approve of it. See, if you play it on PC, that's not according to tradition. Things should stay the same fucking way. God, now you're telling me you're a gaming boomer?
Nobody is batting an eye. Look at what Nintendo's doing. Nobody's disappointed. Nobody's mad at this exclusive model because that's what works for Nintendo.
Oh yes, that's why Monster Hunter Rise and Octopath Traveler didn't make their way to the PC. Considering the fact we can emulate most of the Switch's library at this moment, they should capitalize on that with official ports. I guess Sony is smarter than Nintendo.
And so for people to act like this is a great thing.
Yes, we're all acting. Totally. You caught us.
I mean, yeah, sure. For maybe a lot of people on the PC market who unfortunately can't possibly, afford to keep up with the consoles or whatnot. I mean, let's be real here.
Ah, here it comes. The delicious salt we've been waiting for this entire video. He's about to show his true feelings towards the news. Let's see if you really are a PC gamer now.
A lot of the PC gamers out there, a lot of the fanatics will say, hey, every 2 years, your PC, your graphics card, and everything else in between is garbage. You need to update it.
I can't find a single PC gamer right now who thinks the 2060, 2070, or 2080 are garbage cards. Get the fuck out of here. A lot of them still worship the 10 series. You ain't no fucking PC gamer. Fucking get the hell out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
You need to update it. It's almost like a phone.
You need to update it. It's almost like a phone. Okay, yeah, sure, friend. I believe you're totally a PC gamer now.
The narrative here for a lot of these PC dudes is like, you need to update your shit every 2 years. And
as a PC gamer, this is not a narrative I hear. A lot of these modern graphics cards have an incredible amount of longevity. There are people still playing with the 10 series cards. PC gamers know better than to spout bullshit like that. So I would prefer if you didn't speak for us.
Yeah, so that narrative where, a lot of people on the PC can't afford to buy a console. It's like, well, if you can afford to update your PC, I know for a fact you can afford to buy a $200 PlayStation 4. That's just a fact, right? So
yeah, that's not a narrative I hear because a lot of PC gamers have PlayStation 5s right now, and they're looking forward to double dipping those games on the PC, which Sony would love even more. But there's also nothing wrong with wanting to cut out the middleman, the console, and just wanting to play the games on your PC. Both options exist.
I don't really understand what Sony's doing.
Bitch, you wouldn't understand it if they explained it to you in a first grade classroom.
I don't agree with Sony. I'm not a fanboy. I'm just voicing my concern about their business model and their practices, their money-hungry practices, and...
Okay, you know what? No, we're gonna wrap it right there. We're not gonna allow him to repeat himself because he's already done that enough. Having to show you guys this piece of shit video. PlayStation fanboys simply have no idea why they are upset. All they do know is they hate PC gamers, they hate any other gamer that doesn't play on PlayStation, and it's not fair and it's not right that they get to play what they play. Goddamn man children. My head hurts. I'm in so much pain. I had to sit here and pause and play and listen back to this shit. You didn't have to do that. So like, comment, share, subscribe if you so choose to. I don't give a fuck. I have another video I need to go edit, and I'll see you bitches later.
Fritango sucks ass.